Welcome to the Thoughtful Leader podcast. My name is Ben Brearley. I'm a leadership coach and the founder of Thoughtful Leader. The Thoughtful Leader podcast is all about short, sharp leadership advice because thoughtful leadership is good leadership. Welcome to episode 246 of the Thoughtful Leader podcast. This is the first one for 2024, so welcome to the new year. I hope you're ready and raring to go. I certainly am. It's going to be a good year, I hope. There's lots of different things I'm working on and you'll hear more about them throughout the year. Okay, but onto the topic. And the topic today is if you want to build confidence or show confidence, sometimes it starts by noticing. Now, this sounds a bit cryptic, but essentially what this one is about is trying to show confidence even if maybe you don't quite feel like it. So let's get into this episode right now. Many leaders that I work with would like to be able to show confidence at work. Now, I enjoy working with people to build confidence because it's a valuable trait that can make a real difference. Now, some people appear as naturally confident, while others need to work harder at it. Now, I'm in the latter category. I was never confident growing up, and it took me a while to build it. So in this episode, I'm going to take a look at a simple way to start your journey towards showing confidence. Now, in my opinion, in leadership, confidence actually doesn't matter. It's being able to show confidence that matters. Now, I make the distinction between being confident and showing confidence because you cannot control one of them, but you can control the other. Now, I like to focus on the things we can control rather than those we can't. It's a good way to feel more empowered. So you can control your ability to show confidence because it's all about body language and behavior. So you might remember I often talk about the iceberg model of human behavior. It is one of my favorites and I use it a lot in different training courses and articles that I reference as well. So just to recap on the iceberg, if you think of the human as an iceberg, the things above the waterline, which is the little bit of ice you can see above the water, are the things that we can visibly observe about someone. We can hear the things people say, we can see the actions they take, we can see body language. Now, all the stuff beneath the waterline in the iceberg is actually the biggest bulk of ice under there, but we actually can't see it. When we talk to someone, there's a lot of things under the waterline that are driving their behavior. And these are things like thoughts, feelings, values, beliefs, past experience, and fears. And often these act as a little bit of a filter, which filters their thinking and their emotions based on their beliefs and past experiences and values and all those sorts of things. And that shapes their body language and their behavior, which is what we can see at the tip of the iceberg. So there is an article on this which goes into a bit more detail, and I'll put that in the show notes page, which will be thoughtfulleader.com/246. So confidence sits below the waterline of your iceberg. People can't tell whether you're confident or not just by looking at you. They make a judgment about whether you're confident by the things that you do, say, and based on your appearance. So you will go into many situations where you're worried or anxious, but you can still show confidence. We don't need to feel confident to do things. We actually tend to feel confident after we've done them. So think about public speaking for me. I used to be really scared of public speaking, and as a result, I went to a public speaking club, Toastmasters, for 2 years. And that was one of the best things I've ever done for my career, I think, because now I'm quite comfortable public speaking. But confidence came after I did it for a while. I didn't wait to get confident and then start speaking. I had to do it when I wasn't feeling so confident, and now I feel confident going into it because I've done it before. So confidence isn't a requirement to do stuff. It's actually a result from doing stuff. So let's look at why being able to show confidence really matters. Well, it helps when you're leading people because people like to follow someone who seems confident. Now, you don't need to have all the answers, but being able to show confidence helps people believe that you'll work it out. Now, leaders who show confidence tend to receive more opportunities, respect, and have greater input. Now, why is this? Well, it's because people believe in them. Senior leaders believe that that person's got this thing and they don't need to worry about it. Senior leaders don't want to worry whether their people are going to succeed or fail. They can feel more comfortable when they observe confidence. Now, in some ways, this is a great shame. There are very capable leaders out there who don't appear confident, and I believe that they miss out on opportunities for this reason, and they could actually do a really good job, even if they don't feel so confident. But unfortunately, it is the way of the world. People want to feel good following or depending on someone, and showing confidence is one way to help that happen. There's a related podcast, number 219, about 4 steps to grow your leadership confidence. That might be a good companion episode to this one, so check that out too. So let's begin. The aim of this episode is to help you kickstart your journey to showing confidence. You might feel as if you lack confidence most of the time, or you may feel already pretty confident and just want to get a little better. Whatever the case, I find that noticing is a great starting point. Now, I encourage my coaching clients to start noticing things so they can make a change, and you can do it too. Now, you might say, what is this noticing stuff you're talking about? Well, noticing is just what it sounds like. It means simply paying attention to your body language and behavior and making an effort to notice it. I believe that the start of building confidence is raising awareness of our behavior and how we respond to different situations. Now, for this episode, I've chosen 3 stereotypical behaviors that are generally associated with confident people. Of course, you can notice whatever behaviors you like if you think others may be more relevant for you. The first one is to notice apologizing. Now, apologizing is not necessarily a bad thing, except when you do it by habit when you haven't done anything wrong. Sorry to disturb you. Sorry, I left early to do something important at home. Sorry, can I just check this thing with you? It's a very common phenomenon. Over the years, I've worked on this myself. I noticed a while ago that I have a tendency to start sentences with sorry when I'm not really sorry, and I actually have no need to apologize. So this is simple. Notice how many times you apologize during a given week. Apologizing is not wrong if you feel you have a good reason to say sorry, but when you do it instinctively and too often, people may have the perception that you don't believe in yourself or are overly submissive. And I worked with a coaching client on this particular challenge once, and what we did was get them to log the amount of times that they say sorry during a week and write it down, and then write down whether they were actually sorry or they were just saying it instinctively. And that was quite insightful to see how many times this was occurring for that person. The second thing to notice is withheld opinions. So this is how many times you stop yourself from speaking up. This could be regarding an idea, a suggestion, or simply an opinion. Now notice how many times you hold back from offering an opinion, an idea, or a suggestion. People who speak up, provide their opinion, and contribute to the conversation appear as more confident than others who don't. It demonstrates that they feel they have something of value to say. The next thing I'd recommend to notice is softening your message. So how many times do you find yourself softening your message when you're speaking to someone? Now this could mean either being tentative in your phrasing, saying maybe or just a lot, or simply not telling people what's actually on your mind. We soften our message to reduce the perceived threat that we offer to others. This makes us smaller and less of a target. So in our minds, this means nobody will attack us. But it can also have the impact of making us seem less confident and self-assured. You can read more about softening language in an article I wrote about being more assertive and watching your words. I'll put that in the show notes page. The link to that was thoughtfulleader.com/246. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to set yourself a noticing challenge. Try to notice each of these 3 simple behaviors over the next 2 weeks. Or you can choose your own behaviors that you think are more relevant to you, and you may find that at first, in the moment, you don't notice anything, but on reflection, you may think back and realize, I apologized when I shouldn't have. And that's okay. Make your best effort to notice, even if it's after the fact. Keep a tally of the times you notice each of these behaviors, and for some extra detail, you can also note when they happened and what the event was. Now, over time, you'll hopefully start to see how often you demonstrate these submissive or low confidence behaviors, but what you are really noticing here are decision points. For example, when you start to notice the times when you hold back your opinion, you are noticing a decision point. The decision was, should I speak up or not? And over time, you will notice more of these decision points, and you can look into them more deeply. You can ask yourself, did I decide not to speak up for a good reason or just because I was fearful or lacking conviction? So over time, you'll start to notice these decision points in real time, and you can make the call in the moment. And from there, you can decide whether what you notice is okay or if you'd like to improve. But the first step is so simple, and it's just to notice. And I really think it's a valuable exercise to start doing. So I'd encourage you to start noticing whatever behaviors you think are potentially holding you back. And you might even ask your teammates, colleagues, or your boss for feedback. What are the things they notice that maybe make you look like you're lacking in confidence? And you can start noticing those things too. So set yourself a noticing challenge. I'd love to hear your comments in the show notes page, or if you're listening to this on social media like LinkedIn, maybe put a comment on the post instead. But what did you notice? What have you been working on? And what happened when you did notice? Did it help? Did it make a difference? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. You can leave a comment on the show notes page, of course, thoughtfleader.com/246. And while you're at it, if you think I can help you with a potential confidence challenge or improving your leadership, or basically just helping you overcome some of your leadership challenges, I would love to hear from you, and we could potentially set up a complimentary coaching call. And you can do that on the show notes page. There's a link there to apply for a complimentary coaching session. I can't coach everyone, but if you don't apply, we will never know. So check out that on the show notes page. Okay. And once again, to kick off the year, I would really appreciate it if you could like or recommend this podcast or leave a positive review on your podcast app of choice, whatever you wish to do. It only takes a minute and it really helps me to get the word out. I really appreciate it in advance. I hope that you have a good start to the year, and I'll be podcasting and writing articles weekly as usual. So you can follow along and subscribe on Spotify or whatever your app is as we go through the year. Okay. Thank you for listening once again. Keep up the thoughtful leadership, and I'll be back next week.